for like enough people to get in here anyway. So
Yeah, but anyway, I really love musicals. So I mean, and Frozen has like the soundtrack is made by one of like of Broadway's composers. So for me, it's just like heaven.
yeah, I think I saw
And,
it way too long after the hype. So like I saw it over the summer, and I was like, I don't understand why everyone loves it so much. Like if I would have seen it maybe back when it first was released, I would have been fine. But
like
Winter, right when it
I
came
I
out. It was
yeah, I just love it because I love the cast and I love the voices that they chose for the characters and I love the music and that's it.
hmm
That makes it for me. I'm like I music plays a huge part, which is why I don't really like Tangle that much because I don't think the music is that good. Like the one song, like the light song, that song is
hmm
great, but the
hmm
rest of it, it's just like
I
it
think
doesn't have enough good music,
yeah, I
so
think I'm the
I'm not gonna
opposite.
care.
I'm the opposite where I'm like, I don't really care about the songs, but like as long as the plot's
right.
good, like I'm fine. Where like I think that like Frozen's plot was just like so dumb. Like I was like, I can't. This is stupid. Like I
It
don't.
was really basic. Yeah, it was really basic. But it was nice that it was a different kind of love story.
Right.
I
Well
like
then,
that.
well I mean, you have. See, here's where I'm like, what? So you have Brave, which is like one of my favorite of the recent releases, and everyone's like, oh, Frozen's so popular because of the sisters and like family love, and I was like, Brave did the whole
Not
family love thing way before Frozen did, and
Yeah,
it's way
well,
better, and I
but yeah,
cried during Brave.
Brave. Brave is so
But Brave is a Pixar movie. Brave is a Pixar movie.
But
So
it's
that's
Disney
the same thing.
Pixar.
good. It's
It's
so
Disney Pixar.
I know, no, I know, but I'm saying people like um they don't put them in the same place because
Mm-hmm.
it's not like a Disney animation movie. It's a
Uh-huh.
Pixar movie, and they are like but I see them like separate things. And the thing is that Brave like doesn't have music, so it doesn't have songs. So I was like,
You're
okay.
like, I'm
I went
bored.
to the movies and I was like, I'm bored.
Okay, so
I'm
there's one
bored.
viewer. So there's one viewer in here, and we're just talking about Disney movies until more people come in here.
Okay,
So we
sorry.
know. So if someone's
Sorry.
watching, like I signed
Okay.
up for Rebel Spring, it's sorry. We're
It's happening. It's coming.
yeah, we're just talking about Disney until a few more people get in here. So if you have any input that you want to put in the questions about Disney movies, we'll totally talk about that for a second.
how do I
So,
Sure.
but yeah.
how do I see the questions? Because I don't see the questions on my screen.
Do you guys have like the little side panel that has like the apps? Well, yeah, you do because Lucina was looking at it
Yeah.
last time.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
if you
Yeah, I just opened the Q&A.
yeah, if you scroll over, you can get Q&A.
I still don't see
Yep.
how many people are watching, but I guess you can keep us updated.
That's so
No,
weird because I don't know why only I can see it unless I can like I don't think I can share
I think
that.
I think that you're the only one who has the ability.
It has to be
Like
other two.
the organizer of
The like
the live show is
moderator
the only
or
one who can
whatever.
see that. Yeah. So that's
Okay.
okay. You can tell us, and that's
Yeah,
fine.
we have two now. So we'll wait for like maybe a couple more and then we can get going.
What?
I was
Sorry.
gonna say I
I
was
was
excited
thinking.
when Frozen came out because I'm a big fan of Kristen Bell.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Veronica Mars. I was like, I have to watch that, and I really like her. She has a really nice voice.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was super excited, first of all, because of Irina, and second, because of Josh, because I love the Book of Mormon. And I was like, oh my God, yes, like this cast. It was just,
See,
so
I
many
have no
Broadway
idea who
people,
anybody is
all
besides
the
Adina.
Broadway people. When they
I
started, like, I knew, I, I was looking forward to it like a year
We have
before
four now.
because they announced that Irina was going to be in a Disney movie, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm there, whatever. And then they started announcing the cast, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. And then I had to go to see it. I had to go to see it here, and we get like animated movies. We only
Mhm.
get them dubbed in Spanish.
Oh yeah.
So that sucked.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
I
don't
had
know.
to listen to everyone talking in Spanish and singing in Spanish, and they were their voices, and I was like, okay, whatever.
Right. You're like that's a waste of time.
Do you get the option to watch
Yeah,
it with the subtitles? Because at least I don't know, like in Brazil, it's like
no.
they show the movie in the two different versions, either dubbed or with the subtitles, so you can watch it in English if you want. Very
Yeah,
few.
no, not the animated movies. Yeah, we get subtitles. We get mostly we get subtitled movies for most major movies that we get here, but not animated movies because they are mostly for kids and kids don't do subtitles.
Right.
We
No.
have a question.
So I mean, once we get the DVD or the Blu-ray or whatever, we can do whatever we want, which is what I did. I got the Blu-ray and I watched it in English. Okay, someone is asking what we think of the Into the Woods movie.
I'm
I'm
excited.
excited. I'm seeing it over
I'm
Christmas.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really
I'm
good.
excited.
I'm definitely seeing that over
I'm
Christmas.
like I'm scared,
But
but
I
I'm
feel
excited.
one thing that I feel like they did is like, if you watch the clip for it, they pretty much gave away all the important scenes. Or
I
was it?
haven't been watching anything, but yeah, I think the trailers are showing everything.
I mean, I liked Sweeney Todd good enough, so I'm
Mhm.
thinking it should be okay. Plus, Anna Kendrick is amazing with music. She's just,
Meryl Streep is
I
the
just
reason I'm
saw.
watching that movie. Meryl Streep.
No, I mean, I love Meryl, but honestly, I don't love her singing. I don't love her singing. I like, I,
Ejected
it's
from the live
good.
show. You can't be here anymore.
No, it's good. I love her. I love Meryl. I love Meryl. I worship her. But her singing isn't Broadway
I've
material.
never, yeah, I've
I'm
never heard her
sorry.
sing. We should get going and stop talking about
Uh,
musicals though, because we have 4 people in here
okay.
now. So we'll get going
Okay.
on Rebel Spring and everything. So as far as rating, I gave it like 4.25 stars. I liked it more than I liked the first book, but I didn't like it enough to like bump it up to 5 stars. Like I still thought there was stuff missing that I didn't quite have enough to give it 5 stars. But I think the future books at like one point will get like a 5 star book out of that, but just right now I'm still at like a 4.25. Like I like where the story's going. I'm liking the character progression and like the character arcs, but there's still some things that I think like some of the writing was still a little rushed, like we said last time, and I think that the character deaths, which we've all mentioned before, is just like there was less than there was last time, but it was still too much where I'm like, I'm bored with this and stop using this as a plot device.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I agree.
same. I gave it. I still haven't updated my Goodreads, but I'm gonna give it between 3.5 and 4 stars, just
Mm-hmm.
because like the first half was so slow. So slow and nothing was happening. Like everything was, I mean, stuff was happening, but I'm like, I knew everything, I knew all of this was going to happen when I finished reading the first book. So
Mm-hmm.
just get over with it and bring me something new because this is boring. And
Mm-hmm.
it didn't pick up for me until I was like 60% in.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything happened, like boom. And I was like, okay, finally, but it took like half the book to get there.
See,
And yeah, and the character's death, I was like, oh, okay, so I guess he's dead. And
Right.
oh, okay, so I guess he's dead. Eh. Because I'm like, I don't even care anymore if someone dies because I know people are gonna die all the time. So I'm like, oh, okay, moving on.
Yeah, so last time I gave the first book a 3 out of 5. This time I'm giving it a 4. I enjoyed this one way, way, way more than the first book. I think that the main thing with the first book that I didn't like was the pacing of it. And it's funny that you mentioned that you thought that the first half was like a little bit slower and the second half was too fast. Because that was one of the issues that I had with the first book. I thought that the pacing was a little bit too fast for the things that were happening. And in this book, I actually thought that the first half was good, and then the second half was too fast.
Yeah.
But I think that because we already know the characters a little bit more, the character doesn't have to. The author doesn't have to spend as much time worrying about building up these characters and just really justifying everything that they do. So I thought that was really nice. The fact that you get to experience the story a little bit more at a normal pace as opposed to everything being slowly built in front of you.
Right.
I do agree with the whole thing about the plot device in terms of killing people. I feel like I think it was you, Sam, that mentioned in one of the discussion boards that you can smell it from a mile away. Like you can gonna die.
Yeah.
And I remember who was someone else mentioned that. I don't know if it was you, but someone mentioned, when a character has a character that doesn't usually have a POV chapter gets a POV chapter, that's when you know they're gonna die.
Yeah. Like, as soon as that queen had a chapter, I was like, she's dead. And she's going to meet, like, a witch. Yeah, she's dead. Okay. Like, and I thought
Yeah,
that because Nick had a POV chapter at the end, and I was like, is Nick gonna die? Like, I was like, if he
yeah.
dies, I won't be surprised, but he didn't. But something else happened that was surprising. But like, he didn't die. But I think just like even though there's so much character death, I'm not scared for the main characters at all. Like, I don't think the main characters are gonna die. I
No.
honestly don't. Like, maybe Lucia, like, towards the end might die because they're kind of saying about these, like, sacrifices, but even her, I'm like, I don't think any of them are gonna die. Like, anytime soon, like,
No.
maybe book 5 and 6, maybe, but not 1 through 3.
And
Or
that's
even
No,
4.
no, no.
big distinction between this series and Game of Thrones, because a lot of people compare it to Game of Thrones because so many people die. But I feel like with Game of Thrones, and of course we always go back to this, but I feel like at least with Game of Thrones, the author's not scared of killing major characters, and I feel like because this is still a step below, it's still YA. There's
Right.
still that barrier, that limit that the author won't cross because you want to please the audience, you want to please the reader, right? So I
Right.
don't think that nothing major might happen with the character, especially when the whole thing happened with Jonas in this book.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
no, there's still a few pages left in this chapter. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, like there's no way he's dying. Like, yeah, and that's the thing is like you would think that with all the character death that's happened, you'd be like scared for them, but you're just not. Like, they're gonna be fine. Like, at least like I'll start being scared for them in book 5 and 6, but
Yeah,
not now.
another thing is that we only have 4 main characters. That's, I think, the difference with like, another main difference with Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones has like a million
Mhm.
different perspectives, and he keeps adding new perspectives as the books keep progressing.
Right.
And now, if you kill one of the main characters, we're going to miss like a quarter of the story.
Right.
So it can't happen.
Yeah.
I have a feeling. I don't know if you guys agree with this or not, but I have a feeling that the author is gonna probably slow down a little bit on that because, of course, you're killing all the characters. You have no one left to kill at this point. But
Right.
also,
Yeah.
I feel like she might start introducing new characters and new perspectives because if you see the whole idea with the other country, other kingdom, whatever across the sea, there's a new prince now. So it makes me wonder whether they're gonna maybe travel somewhere new or meet new
Right.
people like that. And we actually saw that this book with the new girl. What's her name again? Lysandra.
Lysandra, yeah.
Lissandra. That's
So I
so,
mean,
that's so funny. I have a cousin named Lisandro, and I just couldn't stop laughing.
I feel like Morgan Rhodes is probably going to start introducing some new characters, but I'm hoping that she won't use the whole trope of like killing characters just as a wow effect because it's getting old and it's only the second book.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not working. It never really worked. Like it worked for me on the prologue of the first book because I
See, I
wasn't
still like
expecting someone to
halfway
die
through the
so
first
soon.
book was when I stopped believing it. Like killing off
Yeah,
a prologue character, no big deal. But then like when it started, I still was like surprised at the first half of the first book of like the character deaths. But then towards the end is when it was like I'm not surprised. And then in these I wasn't
yeah,
really surprised with any of them either.
no,
I feel like the only one that I was actually surprised about so far was what's the guy's name? Theon? Is that his name?
Yeah. The boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah, because I didn't
yeah,
think he was gonna kill the guy, but then I guess once they started with the whole like lovey-dovey thing, I mean,
Yeah.
fast. But then
yeah,
question for you guys, because in this book we started seeing more of Lucia and Alexius, and I was really excited about it last book, but now I am just so annoyed. I'm so over
yeah,
because
Yeah. Well, there was like no development again, and technically speaking, like they were saying that like the dream stuff was happening, but like we didn't get to see any of that. And I hated Lucy in this book. Like I was annoyed with her last book, but I
I did.
hate her as a character. She's so freaking annoying. Oh my god, she's awful.
I don't hate her because I have hope for her. And what I mean is that I have hope for her is that is what I'm saying is I think she's going to go completely crazy, and that's
Mhm.
going to be interesting to read. I don't have hope for redemption or whatever. It might
Uh-huh.
happen. I don't care. But like as soon as she goes crazy and realizes what's going on and notices that the idea is that she has to die and
Right.
everything, oh my god, that's going to be insane. And I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to that. So I don't mind her being a little bit uh, like becoming more evil. I don't mind that because I'm hoping that it's going somewhere.
I think the problem I have with her,
She
like,
was super annoying,
yeah,
and the
I think
whole
the problem that
Magnus
I had
stuff,
with
and
her,
like
like,
suddenly she's so jealous of Cleo, and I'm like, shut up.
right, right. I think the part that I really don't like about her, like, evil storyline, like, I love evil characters embracing their, like, evil side, but the fact that, like, I don't like that it's like the magic is making her be evil. I was like, no, it's not. She just fucking sucks. And she like, and the fact that she's like, oh, it's the magic, but then my dad, who's not my dad, like, I still love him even though he's a horrible person.
Yeah.
And da da da. And I'm like,
That-
you just learned that he abducted you from your parents because you're like a magical baby, and you don't have any reservations about that whatsoever. Like, really? Really? Like,
Seriously.
I don't
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
that
that
at
doesn't make
all.
sense.
Yeah, so just
That
and
doesn't
then
make
just
sense.
like the fact that like she'll be really like a huge bitch like the whole chapter, and then she'll be like, "Oh, it's the magic. Oh my god!" And I'm just like, I was like, you killed her damn bunny,
Yeah,
and you tried to
I
like
just,
kill your teacher. I just
that's
don't.
the thing. That's what I mean by saying that I have quote hope, is
Mhm.
that I'm waiting for her to actually become evil and say, okay, I'm this, and I'm
Mhm.
going to fuck things up for everyone.
Mhm. She'll pull like a Willow from
Like,
Buffy,
yeah.
basically.
So
One thing that I
so
noticed
I'm waiting for that.
Mhm.
One thing that I noticed is that the story was left conveniently at a point where right now, if they wanted to, all four main characters could basically just join up and
Yeah.
just go after the king. It's at a point like 'cause now Cleo and Lucia are supposedly going to be friends.
Which is perfect and awesome, and I love it so much.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then
That last chapter was like, oh my god, it's
Yeah.
happening.
yeah.
I'm so excited.
Then you have Magnus and Jonas, and I mean Jonas escaped, whatever. But I mean, at least now Magnus he knows that it wasn't Jonas that killed his mom.
Right. And
They're
he's finally decided to like stand up for
That
like,
that
and
whole
not
thing
be
was
a
crazy.
bad character.
sorry.
Now Jonas has finally decided that like Jonas kind of knows that everything isn't how it always appears to him. Like he's doing that whole thing, and then Magnus like has decided to not be such a douche. Like he's gonna be a douchey character, but like he knows like I don't need to stake with my dad. My dad killed my mom, basically.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to like stick with him. So I think Magnus is gonna be the key to like Gaius falling because Gaius kind of trusts Magnus, and so he's not gonna see him getting stabbed in the back.
Can we talk about how the phrase "gathering darkness" was? It appeared
Yes.
two
It popped up
times
more than
in the
once,
movie.
yeah.
Two times, and I was like, what, what?
That's awesome. I love when
What's
authors do
happening?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of the whole situation with Cleo and Jonas, the cave situation?
I kind of liked it. I kind of
Yeah,
liked it.
I kind of liked it too. I don't even know who I want to end up with who right now because I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Everyone is giving me feelings, so
Right. Yes.
I would be okay with anything happen at this point.
Pretty much. Except for I'm still like fully on the Magnus Cleo team, but I kind of like the like love triangle that's gonna probably happen. Like I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like I don't hate Jonas anymore. I actually kind of like him as a character now, and I just want everyone to be in love with Cleo, and that's pretty much what's happening.
I felt so bad when his friend died. I was like, oh my god, this poor guy.
Oh, when Brian or whatever died.
Not like yeah, like not again. Oh my god, he's losing his other brother. What is going
Right.
on? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the death
And
I was most.
that one kind of came out of nowhere because suddenly they were there and they had trapped one of the rebels and you didn't know who it was and then
Right.
it was like okay,
Mhm.
everyone just killed him. And
Right.
Magnus was like, whoa, no,
Right.
don't kill
When
him.
Magnus is like, dude, stop, then it's like a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
was
felt like
so
the girl's
strange.
death was pretty pointless too. What's her name? Mira?
Mira. That one made me
Oh my
sad.
god.
Yeah.
Like-
that was so unnecessary.
Yeah, I saw that coming, obviously, like when you find out that she was like hovering around, but that one made me sad, not because we knew who she was, but because she was like Cleo's friend, and so you just like feel bad, because you're
Yeah.
like, really, Cleo's gonna find out about this, she's gonna be heartbroken, which obviously she was, and it's just
Yeah,
sad.
and just Nick also.
She was
Like,
almost
his
used as a way.
sister.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that I felt bad for Nick also because he lost his sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Everything.
just I feel like her death was almost used as a way to build up on Magnus's character, like just to show that he shows empathy and like he feels bad for Cleo and everything.
Right.
Could have been done a different way.
Yeah,
I mean, it's so hard because books nowadays, like, it's always about the girl talking about the guy. It's really like you don't always see a very strong and actually relatable friendship between two women. So, for you to kill off one of her few friends, just
Right.
to build up the character of the guy that she's probably gonna end up with, it's just, I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't like
but
it
at
either.
least at least now we have Cleo and Lucia, and hopefully that is going to go somewhere.
Right. I just want Cleo, Lucia, and Lysandra to be like best friends for life.
Yeah.
What I want.
I don't know. I don't know about Lysandra because her and Cleo, that is going to be a mess. Because that is not a triangle. That is a quartet now,
Yeah.
like a love
I
quartet.
I think it'll end up being fine because, like they said in this book, like Jonas like pointed out, like they have a lot in common. So like ultimately, I'm honestly, because I ship it, Cleo will end up with Magnus because they're married already. So whatever. And
Might as
Jonas
well.
and Lysandra will have like one of those like, oh, I never saw her as anything more than a friend, and now I do, and blah blah blah. Like that's what I think will probably end up happening.
Probably yes. But in the meantime, they are going to want to
Oh,
kill
it'll
each
be a
other.
hot
Like
mess.
at least Lysandra is going to want to kill Cleo for sure.
I think I don't think
And
so
by
because
the
I think
way,
she already knows.
I thought for a while that what's the girl's name? Is it Farios? What's her name?
Feyre, whatever her name is, the one that died.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that she was just gonna. I don't know. I actually didn't see her death coming. I really didn't. I thought that she was gonna stick around
yeah,
and she was gonna end up being like immortal now, whatever.
Hmm.
I don't know. And but then, okay, one thing that I have to point out, she did give him the little seeds, the grapes, whatever.
yeah,
Goes
Right,
back. The queen. What's her name? The sister.
Amelia.
Exactly.
Emilia. Yes,
I
yes, but
still
Emilia was
don't think
already
she's dead.
dead, so I don't know.
I don't think she's
But
dead.
where is she though?
They have
What did they
never.
do with her?
I think Christina mentioned this in the Goodreads group. They never mention a memorial or anything like that. Like if the beloved almost
No.
queen died, you don't think they would have had any kind of like funeral, memorial, just to be like our goodwill. Look at Cleo's alive. We'll have a memorial for your beloved, like whatever who died, from her sickness. Da da da. Like her body never appears. She's not dead. She's
But
not dead.
where is she though?
That's well, she probably escaped during the whole shenanigans, and she's off somewhere being alive. Like she's gonna pop in like book 3 or 4. I bet you anything.
Because they do mention that they cremated Mira's body. They mentioned that. So
Yeah,
and they also mentioned the queen's body when she
right.
died, but they never
And
mentioned.
Amelia's like magically, her body's not. No one really saw her dead. Like Cleo thought that she was dead, but yeah, I think she could have been like kind of unconscious because the seeds were working because the seeds like started glowing in the first book, and you don't just like have glowing seeds and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can see something happening for sure.
Yeah, which would be awesome.
Okay. Something that I wanted to say is that I'm kind of liking where Cleo is going, like
Hmm.
where her character is going. I'm warming up to her. Like I liked how she handled herself in this book.
Yeah.
So
I feel
I
like,
wanted to let you know.
thank you. I feel like Cleo is the Sansa Stark of this series. Like, I
Yes.
feel like she was like the spoiled brat. She was taken captive by the people that she hates, blah, blah, blah. But she's, like, a very, like, emotionally manipulative character where she can kind of, like, tread, carefully. Like, she's not a physically strong character, but, like, she's very manipulative in her own way, and she's, like, playing her cards right to like eventually end up being a major deal, which is kind of what Sansa Stark's doing like in Game of Thrones. So
Yeah, it's nice that she's figuring out that she's figuring herself out in the world, and like she sees things the way they are now, because before
hmm
she was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna party and whatever, and I don't care about anything.
yeah, she was naive before, but now she's really coming into her own.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Tina, was asking, what do you guys think of the prince from the other country, the like across the Silver Sea prince?
I don't know.
I know.
I can see him being a sort of villain, but not really. But
Right.
I have to say, okay, because someone mentioned on the board already. I don't know who it was. I can't remember, but someone mentioned that the whole kiss scene was a little bit like out of nowhere, and I agree, it was. But at the same time,
Yeah.
I can't remember again who it was. But they were like, "Oh, it's not really his character. Like, why is he gonna be like bisexual all of a sudden?" And I
Mhm.
have to disagree with that, just because we don't know anything about him, his past life in the other country.
It's
He could be, I don't know, a bisexual from the beginning. He could be gay. We don't know. It might just be
No,
who.
no, but I think what they meant is that why is Nick bisexual all of a sudden?
Oh no, but I mean, you
Like,
can't. That's not,
because like he
he was
accepted
just.
the kiss and whatever.
I feel like Nick. I feel like Nick was more surprised than anything. I don't. Just because I don't know. I feel like it was more surprised. I don't know what to say. I don't
Mhm.
think
Yeah, that could go anywhere. And I remember I read that you on the board you said that
Mhm.
maybe he has some like this new prince has some kind of love magic or whatever that he can make people like fall for him.
I
And
felt,
I thought
yeah.
that as well. I thought that as well because otherwise it doesn't make any sense. I
I
think he has
think
some
I
kind of power to like manipulate people's feelings or
The only
something.
reason that I thought that, like, I didn't think that because of the kiss. I thought that because it's mentioned a lot of times, like, how everybody falls all over him. And granted, he is supposed to be, like, really
Yeah,
good looking. But, like, everyone falls all over him. Even Cleo was like, And she's kind of, like, not really like that. Like, she doesn't, I mean, Magnus is obviously, like, really
yeah,
hot. But she doesn't really do that. And then this thing, the kiss happened. And I was like, so does he maybe, because they were saying that, like, his whole country, like, they know about magic and stuff like that. So I was like,
yeah.
you have some kind of like love thing going on, like love magic. So that was the only.
Yeah.
That's what made me think that it's a possibility.
I feel like that
But
would be a good twist. I would like to see something of that sort happen. I have to say I really enjoy the fact that there is some sort of LGBT representation in the story. I think that that's really cool because
yeah,
True.
it's tough for you to have that in a YA fantasy. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but I like it. I think it's going to be a really good addition to the story. I hope that it's not some just sort of plot device just to get things going. I hope that he is an actual like full on developed character and that goes into play with him. But yeah, I
yeah.
don't. Yeah.
Speaking of that, so I'm going to do a plug really quick because we were talking about it before this. If you like LGBTQ characters in fantasy, read that Graceling series by
Mm,
Kirsten Kashore
Oh,
because they do have like there's like representation and like the way that that series handles like sexuality and stuff is real good. So that's my little plug for that
that's
series because
really
I
good
love
to
it.
know. Yes.
But so I'm interested to see what the Silver Seas Prince guy does. When I was looking earlier in Gathering Darkness at all the characters, the princess from that kingdom is listed in the character cast.
okay, that's cool.
So yeah, so that'll be interesting
Hmm.
to see if she pops up or when she pops up. Like for all we know, she could pop up in the last
Yeah.
like 50 pages of Gathering Darkness. But that kingdom is definitely playing a bigger role than it is right now.
I like that.
That's good because I don't like that we are stuck in this small kingdom because everything is uh, like like not repeating itself, but it's like okay, we're stuck in this cycle of
Right.
these four people and everything that's happening around them, and I'm like, it's going to be good to have someone else come in and shake things up.
I think that there's definitely a possibility that kingdom could end up being like the evil, overarching villain. Because I don't think that we're gonna have, or I hope at least, that we're not gonna have Gaius as the villain the entire time. Because it's gonna get really
Oh,
old
I
for them
know.
to like rise up and then he beats them down, and then they rise up and then he beats them down. Like it'll be nice to have a
Yeah, he
new
just wants to
villain.
die.
I'm kind of.
I just want the goddess lady to kill him already.
Oh my god,
Whatever.
please, please, bless. I know that I mentioned this in the boards, but every time that he was like talking back to her and saying how he was gonna kill her and all this stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, she's immortal. How are you gonna kill her?
yeah.
Shut up.
And I was gonna be like, dude, she's not stupid. She's not making you an immortal anything. Like, no, she's not. Like, there's no way that you're gonna be an immortal god next to her and she's gonna be your queen. Like, she's gonna kill you when she's done with you, just like you do to anybody else.
I have
Basically.
to say, King, what's his name, Gaius?
Guys.
Yeah,
Gaius.
he's probably one of the most unbelievable characters in the story for me. I feel like he's too hot-headed to be a king. I can't imagine any king being like that. He's
And, and
careless. I don't know. I don't take him seriously.
Mhm.
what about the part where we found out that he killed his own father? I mean, of course he did,
Yeah.
but still, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
explains a lot about his relationship with Magnus, but I don't know. I can't take him seriously. I don't
And
think.
especially because he wasn't like apparently his father wasn't a bad person. So it's like where did he get this? Like I know there's like people can be born evil, blah blah blah, but it's more easy to believe characters that are like made that way. So I'm like, how did
Yeah.
he turn into a douche? Like I I don't understand.
Oh no.
I don't understand at all.
I just
But
want him to die already.
yeah. Speaking of character deaths,
I'm sick of him killing people just for the sake of it.
yeah. Yeah,
Because that's like his solution to everything.
pretty much.
And what about the wedding? Come on, that was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But I mean,
What? When he
yeah.
strangled her, I was like, whoa, dude, calm down. What are you
I
going
know,
to do
I
to her?
know. Like, oh my god, so annoying. And Evil and Magnus is like, stop, stop. Although there were a few times, like before the wedding happened, where I was starting to be like, Magnus, do I still ship this? Because you're being a big dick. And then he was like, finally getting better. I had a moment where I wavered on my ship with that, and I've shipped that
Oh,
from the beginning.
I love him. He's super sassy.
Yeah, there was a few times that he was
Conversation
being,
with Lucia, I was like, oh god, yes.
yeah, there was a few times that he was being like ridiculous. But the fact that he let Cleo see a tear fall down his cheek, I'm like, oh my god. And he like didn't try to do anything for their like wedding or whatever, and
Oh yeah.
he defends her like as much as he can. And we didn't talk about this last time, but the whole thing between Aaron and Cleo, where like they slept together before and whatever. I think the whole like slut shaming thing that they could be doing here is handled fairly well, besides Gaius, who's obviously a sexist douchebag, but we
Of
knew that.
course.
But like the fact that Magnus was like, as if I'm the most pure person in the world, like stop, like it's
Yeah.
fine. And I'm like, thank you, precious baby, you're so
Yeah,
cute.
and he was like, what? They were gonna get married. I
Right.
mean,
He's
duh.
like, it happened once, like stop.
Yeah,
So
he's awesome.
I like him. He's
I
so
like
good.
that of him, but at the same time, and I don't know, I guess it just comes from like reading fantasy, like adult fantasy before, but I feel like it would almost seem out of character because I feel like someone in that time period wouldn't say something like that. It's something that's really valued for them. Like you want your bride to be as pure as possible, but I
Mhm.
like that the author did that. I think it's refreshing. I can appreciate that.
But the thing is, the other thing is that he really doesn't care because he's not at the point where he's in love with her and he
Right.
doesn't want to marry her and he's still not planning on having sex with her. So whatever. He
Yeah.
doesn't care.
But he's cared more because like remember when he was having like dreams
Yeah.
about Lucia, like
But at the point when they were having that
Right.
conversation, he was like, eh.
Yeah, but it's also just a reflection of how like he doesn't really want anyone to die. Like he's he's not like a bad person. So the fact that he would defend somebody that he really had no reason to defend was, I think, a big deal for him. But yeah, I'm liking the way that they're that slow build of like both of them kind of sort of like they're not really at the point where they like each other, but they're still like there's hints and stuff. Like I'm really liking how that's slow, and I appreciate how when we were talking earlier about the whole Jonas Cleo thing, nobody said anybody loved each other. Like they had a kiss, and there were like there's kind of like lusty feelings there, but there's no love. So that was good.
That would have been crazy.
The whole scene after the wedding when they finally go to the room, and he leaves her in the room. I don't know why I got a little bit of like a Warner vibe from that scene. It's like stay in your room.
Yes.
Somewhere else.
Yes. Oh my God. Where he would just like like he wasn't gonna like force her to do anything, but he was also being kind of like a douche while he was in there, and yeah, it was good.
I feel like he was almost being a little bit more careful for himself too, because she had a dagger with her.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sleep with this girl. She's trying to kill me. I'm gonna go sleep
Right.
somewhere else. But at the same time, I don't know. I like them.
Mhm.
Give her some space.
Mhm. Yeah, that was cool because he didn't need to do that.
I like that because yeah, he was being douchey, but at the same time he was like talking to her like, girl, seriously, I'm not
Right,
gonna sleep with you. Why are you freaking out?
right, right. Like I'm not gonna do that, and then she's like, "Wait, what?
I'm
Really?"
not gonna do anything. What are you thinking?
Yeah, that was good. So I'm trying to think of what else. Okay, so we should probably talk about Aaron's death at Magnus's
Yeah, I
hand.
was gonna say that.
Like,
Yes.
it's
Oh my
so
God, he
good.
was so annoying throughout the whole book again, and like how
Yes.
he suddenly he was the king's lapdog, and I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
dude, what are you doing? Just
Mhm.
disappear already.
I thought for sure that he was gonna hang on for like at least another book, and then when you find out that like he was the one that killed Magnus's mom, I was like, oh, he's dead. He's going down,
He's
and it was
going
wonderful.
down.
It
Yes.
was so good.
Before we found out that it was him, for a long time, I thought that the person who killed the queen was what's the girl's name? Lysandra, is that her name? I thought it was her brother.
Sandra.
Oh,
Oh.
We didn't know
I,
what he
I didn't know what to
right.
think. Like it could have been anyone. For a second, I thought it was Magnus. I was like, what is going on?
I
I
thought it
just
was actually the
I
king.
could have been. Yeah.
I thought the king did it himself because
but
he would
the
totally
thing
do
the
that.
thing that was confusing was the dagger because there weren't that many people who could have the dagger in their possession.
Mhm.
So like
But that's what confused me too
was
because it
so
was
weird.
like, oh, there's multiples of this dagger, but I didn't think it was Jonas. So it was like, so who has
The,
the dagger? So that's when they realized that like, oh, Aaron
right.
has like a ton of them. It's like, oh, well, duh. But yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
Um.
Have any other questions?
Yeah. Is there anything anyone else wants to discuss fully? I'm trying to see what my notes say.
Yeah, I oh, let's talk about the Watchers for a minute, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that whole thing, I have no idea what's going on anymore.
I don't
Like,
think we're supposed to
suddenly,
know.
like, no, I know, but still, like this what is her name?
The one with the
Uh,
M.
the, the one with
Millennium.
them, yes,
Yeah.
that one. Um, like how she has all this power, and when she took away the
Alexius.
Birdman's powers, and
Hmm.
like he can't come back anymore. And I was like, oh my God, I was so devastated because I'm like, what is going to happen now if he can't go back to Lucia? Not because of the relationship, but because Lucia was going to freak out
Mhm.
Right.
like she did. Um,
Right.
One thing that
and
I
now she has no one to help her. And I'm like, what is happening? And why is everyone like? And when the other guy just killed his sister, because I'm like, no, I'm always going to be loyal to her,
Right.
to this crazy lady. And I'm like, what? What do
Right.
you mean? You're going to kill your sister because you're loyal to this cause or whatever? What?
Mhm.
No.
Mhm. Mhm.
I didn't see
And
the
I
whole
have
thing of
no, I
them
don't
being
know.
siblings. I have to say that was something I did not see coming. But
Mhm.
I just want to talk a little bit about Lucia and Alexia's because I feel like because the author does mention in the book that about 5 or 6 weeks have passed and like they have been seeing each other in their dreams and stuff. But I feel
Right.
like if the author had taken the time to actually show some of those encounters and see their relationship develop, I probably would have believed the whole like kiss I love you scene a
Yeah.
lot
Right.
more, and I probably would hate both of them a lot less right now because right now I'm just over that ship. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I think yeah, they just didn't it just wasn't developed enough and I just didn't believe it and the fact that like especially because he would have to become a more like immortal to be with her and I'm like no
To be
one
with her.
immortal characters never give up their immortality like ever because it's a big deal.
And he's still trying to kill her, like working to kill her. And
Right.
what about seriously the other girl who just gave up her immortality to save Jonas? What
Right.
was that about?
Yeah.
Well, like we didn't even know her, and why did she do that?
I think the like overarching goal of the Watchers is not good. Like it's probably because they keep saying that like the one girl keeps saying that like oh we're trying to like restore the magic so that we can stay alive and da da da. Like I think she's gonna bring about like an apocalypse or something because like otherwise like the other
Probably.
Watchers like wouldn't care so much. Like if she was bringing back like their magic they'd be like whatever cool do what you want. but like, I think she's gonna do something way worse, and
Yeah.
that's why she's like, well, if F it, like if I'm gonna die anyway, I might as well just be immortal now and help them so that it doesn't happen instead of like the whole world
Probably.
ending basically.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
I'm a little bit confused still with that storyline.
Yeah.
But I do see something a lot bigger happening, like you mentioned, the whole like apocalyptic thing
Right.
with millennia, whatever.
Right. Because, like
Yeah.
the kindred was stolen for a reason before, so like it's I don't think it was just like, oh, they wanted the power for themselves and da da da. Like the original sorceress like stole it and like hid it or whatever. So like that's saying something like that they're not good characters.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And what do you guys think about the whole building of the road situation? Spilling of the blood everywhere.
Yeah, it's all just like blood magic and stuff.
Yeah, blood magic. True.
Yeah.
True.
But
That's how
I
it
mean,
works.
it seems again, like you were saying with Gaius, where he's not quite believable. I'm like, yeah, you're really like cocky, and you think that you can just take over all these kingdoms and stuff. But like, you don't think that making people into slaves like this harshly is going to make them rise up against you at some point? Like, yeah, it
Seriously.
is. So yeah, I just feel like he's not thinking through what he's doing, which they kind of show that he's not like he's not a thinker. He just is like brute force, go at it.
Yeah. True.
So
Okay, I'm thinking, did someone else die?
Um,
Queen, Brian, Aaron, Mira. Those are the four deaths, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna look
And
at the
of
cast of
course, the
characters.
people like
Oh, and then the
the
old watcher at the
people.
beginning. The old watcher at the beginning died.
Yeah.
Talia or whatever her name was, the old woman.
Yeah.
That was unexpected.
yeah, the old woman. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And then there was the thing when they went to the road, and like this girl came to Lysandra and told her, "Oh, I'm going to
Right.
save everyone and whatever," and then she died.
Yeah.
What?
Like, yeah. I mean, that doesn't even really.
No,
There's
I
just a
know,
lot
but
of
that's
people,
the
a
only
lot of
thing I
like
can
random
remember.
people dying.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is gonna happen now in the third book? Let's do some predictions now.
I want all
I
four of them to
don't
come
know.
together in a group.
I
I
feel
want
like
them
they
all four
might.
to meet up.
I'm expecting there to be some mess around the ring.
Mhm.
Like when they figure out what Cleo's ring is for, because yeah, she's going to help Lucia, but
Mhm.
how is she going to explain her ability to help her
Right.
without them because they know there's a ring and she has
Right.
a ring and Lucia already saw it shining or whatever. So that's gonna come up really quickly, I think, and that's going to be interesting because
The
who
fact that
knows
it
what's gonna happen.
glows around any kind of magical like user or magical thing is interesting to me because it's like, is that going to give her powers somehow? Like, because it glows not just around like a magic user. Like, if it just glowed around Lucia, then it'd be like, okay, it's containing her magic, blah blah blah. The fact that it glows when she comes in contact with other magical things, I'm like, is that going to give her some kind of power of some kind? Like, I
Mhm.
could see that
Hopefully,
happening.
that'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be nice because otherwise, how is she going to defend herself?
Right.
I can
Unless
also
we have a really epic like.
Unless
Oh, I just had a vision. This would be beautiful for my shipping.
I
Maybe
can
Magnus will have to kill Lucia at the end because she's gonna kill Cleo, and it'll be like the ultimate sacrifice. It'll
yeah,
be
but
like Xander in
but at
season
the
6.
end,
I know
but
that
at the end, and in the meantime, what's gonna happen?
I can see Nick dying eventually.
Oh, I can see Nick dying too.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
He's dying. He's dead already. He's just gone.
I don't know if he's gonna die like super quickly at this point, but I mean probably he might die
No,
next book.
but I'm assuming it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you know what? It might actually happen at the hands of the new prince. No?
Oh, that's a
Maybe.
possibility.
Exactly.
Like he's going to use him to get information or whatever, and then
Mhm.
it's going to be like, oh, I'm done with you.
Mhm.
True.
Yeah.
And I'm also scared about that because I'm thinking, Nick is so upset about Cleo not loving him
Mhm.
and honestly, he has no one else right now. So I'm thinking he's gonna end up telling him because it was like very convenient that he found out about the ring just
Right,
before the
right
whole
before.
scene with the prince.
Yeah.
So he's gonna tell him. He's gonna tell him for sure.
Mhm.
Like whether voluntarily or not, or like it might slip, but he's gonna tell him.
Yeah. I'm trying
What
to see
else?
if there's anything else we need to talk about.
I'm not sure.
Mhm.
I'm excited for the next book, though.
Yeah. I like where it's going. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm okay with it being kind of like, like you said, Marina. I think like the pacing has finally gotten to a point where like I'm okay with like the very end. I think it's always going to be a little bit rushy because, and a lot of authors do that, honestly, where like the very end, like you're just like what, because like a huge like cliffhanger will happen. So I'm just kind of used to it by now. Like that's why it's not like a 5 star. It's one of the reasons because of the pacing at the end. But if she keeps up the pacing from like the rest of the book, like it'll be
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
And another thing that I want to comment on, what about Lysandra and these other rebels who uh, they got caught at the end of the book,
I
basically,
forgot about
and
that.
they're like when she found her brother and stuff, they were like in a prison or whatever.
Right. What if that's where
That
Amelia is? What if that's where Amelia is? And
maybe,
Lysandra finds her, and then they break out, and that's how Amelia comes back. Because everybody in the prison are Pelasian. They don't know what Amelia looks like.
That's
Like,
true.
yeah,
and it's not like if she got brought back, she'd be like immortal or anything. Like, she's just gonna be like normal. So they could totally have her in like a
yeah.
cell down there, and Lysandra finds her because that'd be the only way that anyone could find her. That's my prediction. I hope that happens.
Hopefully. But what I'm going with is what the heck is Jonas going to do now? Because he doesn't know that
Yeah, I think
that
Lysandra's
they're
gonna be on her own.
but but Jonas is going to be on his own also because he has no one left
Well, he has
because either
Magnus.
people died,
I feel like
but
either
but
he is.
did he leave?
What?
Like did he live on his own?
Oh, did he leave? I don't remember.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure. I don't
yeah.
remember. I think he left.
Magnus
And
left
if
because
he left,
Magnus went back to
he's
the
going to
castle.
be going to find the other rebels, and he's not gonna find anyone. So
Mm-hmm.
what's he gonna do? Because he's going to assume that everyone's dead.
He
I
might find another group because it's not just Lysandra didn't have all of them. I feel like there's like a bunch of
I
different
have
camps
no
kind of
idea.
spread out.
And I feel like
I
in
have
the
no idea
very
what's gonna
least,
happen with that.
Jonas is probably gonna want to try and find Cleo, right? Because that's the only other person that he would consider a friend, and he still cares about her, so he would probably try to find her. Either that, or if Magnus really wants to take down his dad, then he's probably gonna want someone who wants the same thing. He
Right.
has already Cleo. Might as well join forces with Jonas. Why
I
not?
feel like they're all gonna definitely join
Yeah,
forces this book, like for sure.
hopefully. But the thing is, I'm not sure because I don't know what Lucia's gonna be up to. Because I don't see her turning on her father anytime soon.
She's so stupid.
So who knows?
Oh my god.
Because even if Magnus tells her that he killed their mother, she's going to be like, oh, but he was doing that to protect me because she wanted to kill me,
Mhm.
and she's going to be on her father's side.
Hold
Yeah.
on, we have a question over here as far as writing style. So Samantha says this is probably just a personal issue, but every time it says something about somebody's heart hardening or softening or turning to ice, I'm just like, do we not have any other analogies? It pops up so much.
Oh,
I didn't
seriously,
notice.
true.
I didn't notice that personally, but um, now I will notice.
I
I
noticed
I
that.
I, I noticed because I've seen it in other books already. And
Mhm.
it's always someone's heart is always turning into ice. Talk about Frozen again, by the way. Um,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, I was like, okay, yeah, that's
But I mean, even
happens.
Magnus noticed that because he even pointed it out to Cleo. He's like, "Oh, first you didn't think I had a heart, now you think I do have a heart."
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I
yeah.
mean,
He was mocking the whole thing.
Yeah.
yeah, it's one of those
And
things that
I,
I feel like every author does.
I'm
Sorry,
just
go ahead.
thankful that we are 2 books in, and so far nobody let out a breath they didn't realize they were holding.
Right.
Because
Yes,
that's just no.
That's so funny.
I
Where
agree.
did
I
I
kept
just read that recently?
and sometimes
Somewhere.
it says like he let out, and it goes somewhere else, and I'm like, I'm always scared it's going to happen, and it never happens. I'm like, oh my god, thank you,
Yeah,
thank
nobody's
you.
body set on fire from a kiss either, which is I'm really thankful for. So that's my big one. There's been no
Uh-huh.
electricity, which is really
Yeah.
great. So
Everybody is
Yeah.
electrified. Thanks for the question/comment, Samantha.
yes, thank you.
Yep.
So is
Same
there
here.
anything else that we want to discuss about it? I feel like there's not. I mean, there is a lot to discuss, but there's just like kind of. It's a middle. We're in the middle of stuff right now, so it's kind of hard to like
Right.
comment on a ton besides like the deaths. I really hope. I know we've all said this a ton of times, but I really hope the deaths like calm down.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
Just
seriously.
that's what's making me dock points now. Is just like it's just not very surprising. Like I'm okay with everything else pretty much, but it just doesn't surprise me. Like surprise me other ways. Like the thing that surprised me was the Nick and Prince kiss, and I was like, that has nothing
The
to do with
kiss,
anything
of
dying.
course.
Like that surprised me.
Yeah,
Surprised me.
yeah, seriously. Like when someone dies, it's like, oh, okay, they're dead.
Right.
Another thing that
And
actually surprised me in the story was during the wedding how some of the guests were actually from the guards, whatever, what is it
yeah,
called? I don't know, the King's Guard, whatever. I didn't see that coming. I don't know why. She totally mentioned it in the story. Oh, I don't recognize half these people, but I mean, it's
That's true. Yeah.
probably like from the village or whatever. But yeah, that's one thing that I didn't see.
yeah.
I didn't see them being the guards, but I thought that like I knew he wasn't gonna get away with killing him. Like I knew that was gonna fail, but I just didn't know how it was gonna fail. You know.
Can we talk about that? We didn't talk about that. What about when Jonas like came in through the church and like got up to where the king and the prince were, and then
Such an
he just
idiot.
started talking to them?
Yeah.
See, one
I'm like,
He's like the worst rebel leader ever. Like I love him,
yeah.
but he's such a horrible. Like he just doesn't think about stuff, and I'm just like, you should know. If you need to kill somebody that evil, you just kill them and you talk after.
yeah, it made me really angry because throughout the book, you see them talking about how good archers they are and how good they are, and like,
Yeah.
from afar, and I'm like, why would you announce yourself and then try to kill them? Just do it from far, get it done, get it over with.
But he wants to like gloat in it, you know, like he wants.
But when he got close to them, like he had his sword up to Magnus's neck.
Yeah.
Just
But I mean, I feel
do
like
it.
I
You're
feel
right
like
there.
like if
Like,
the
I don't want, of course, I don't want Magnus to die, but
I feel like at that
what
point,
are you doing?
the author already got him so close to Magnus, like, and you know that Magnus is not gonna die,
Yeah.
so you know something else is
Of
gonna
course,
happen.
yeah, it was like, oh well, yeah.
I was hoping that at least he could kill the king from afar or some other way.
Mhm.
Something else would happen with Magnus.
But it wasn't gonna happen
I
anyway
actually,
because that would have made things move way too fast. Like
Right.
if the king died in this book, then it would have been a trilogy.
Right.
I actually, during the wedding scene, I actually did think that Cleo was actually gonna tell Magnus, like, be careful, something's gonna happen. I thought that she was gonna warn him. That
Yeah.
would be nice. It's like a step forward in the whole shipping situation.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, don't know.
Eventually, I'm waiting for it because they're so great. But yeah.
We have a question.
Yeah, I saw that. You want to read it off? Because I've read the last one.
Yeah, so my little bookshelf says, I forgot the live show was today. I made it though. Question, has any of you read Gathering Darkness yet? No, we haven't. We all started reading it together. So this is our second live show on Rebel Spring, and then we're actually going to talk about that in a bit. We'll let you guys know about how the read-along is going to happen for the third book, and then we're going to have a live show again for the third book as well.
Yeah.
And then she also mentioned that Magnus is the Bay. He cannot die.
Yeah. So if
No,
Magnus
he
were to
cannot die.
die, I would stop reading probably the series.
I don't think he will.
Yeah.
I don't
He's-
think he will either. He's a fan favorite.
No.
But
No,
if he
he's
were,
not
I'd
going to
be
die.
upset. Very upset. But yeah, I'm really excited for Gathering Darkness. Like, I need to read 2 more books before the end of the year, and then I can read Gathering Darkness if I want to. But I don't think I'm going to get to it with me going home, because I have to read Under the Never Sky, or no, Through the Ever Night and Into the Still Blue, which is going to take me probably.
Yeah,
into the
I
holiday.
still have a couple of books that I'm in the middle of. I need to finish Throne of Glass, and I need to finish. What else do I need to finish? The first Heroes of Olympus book.
Oh my God.
And so I really want to finish that this week before I go home, so I don't have to bring all the books with me. But since I have Gathering Darkness in my Kindle, once I get there, I'm going to start.
Yeah.
And one thing that I wanted to
So,
say to the people watching as well, we were kind of discussing the dates, and we figured that because Christmas is coming up, we're probably going to let people have some time to just enjoy the family, enjoy the festivities. So we're probably not going to do the live show until the new year.
Yeah. Yeah, we're probably going to do the 2nd of January. We just aren't sure what time yet, but it'll be linked in the Goodreads group, and I'll put it in like the, I mean, I'm sure we all will put it in the hashtag on Twitter and everything else. So it'll probably be the 2nd, because that way it'll be close enough that everyone that is in college still is on break. I don't go to college, so I'll be working. But, you know, we'll be all around in the holiday mindset and stuff, so, yeah.
So she mentioned there's 2 other questions as well from my little bookshelf. She says, I think that the king isn't even the main villain, though. I think there's going to be some bigger villain. We talked about that, yeah. I think that there's something bigger, too. He's probably going to die.
Yeah.
There's the whole Millennia lady, the Watcher lady, right? So that's pretty big.
I think she's going to be a big villain, and I think that the kingdom over the seas is going to be a big villain.
Yeah,
like,
the prince is going to be a big villain.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the prince will be, but I think
Everyone's a villain.
I think the prince's dad will end up being the villain, because I think they're gonna.
Yeah.
One of them is gonna end up killing Gaius.
Because they kept talking about how he made his kingdom out of like just conquering land and people. So
Yeah, they're not gonna leave
they
them
are
alone.
scared of them.
Yeah.
Like they feel that Millennia is really small compared to them, and they are scared. And like even the king is scared, and was like, "What the heck? Why is the prince coming over?"
Right. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that, but I think Gaius will end up dying in like maybe book 4. Hopefully. Oh my God. That'd be so great.
We've had enough.
She was also asking about ship. She was asking, do you guys ship Cleo and Jonas as well, or are you guys already shipping Lysandra and Jonas? We did talk about that a little bit earlier too. I ship everything. I think Marina ships everything. Lucia, do you ship everything?
Honestly,
yes, I ship everything. I'm like anything goes. Anything can work out. I don't mind.
At this point, I ship the prince with Nick. I mean,
right?
Why not?
Right.
Seriously.
I just want Nick to be happy, poor little baby, because I feel bad for him. But ultimately, as far as I go, ultimately.
We're just talking about how he's gonna
Oh,
die.
I know. I hope he doesn't, though. Ultimately,
I want him to be happy.
I think it's gonna end up being like a love square for a while with like Jonas, Cleo, Lysandra, Magnus. But I want Magnus and Cleo together forever eventually. But I like Cleo and Jonas right now.
It will be a nice distraction before the ultimate ship happens.
Right, before Endgame happens.
And who knows who else is gonna come?
Exactly.
Exactly.
In the story, so. And honestly, at this point, we don't know. Lysandra could die eventually.
Yeah,
Jonas could die eventually. Like seriously, I don't think Magnus or Cleo are going to die ever. But I can see both Lucia and Jonas dying at some point. Like you said, maybe book 6 or 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Like, I can see them dying at some point.
I think Lucia is the one I see as most likely to perish at this point. Like, it's just I don't think that magic can be contained forever.
I don't know.
And Lysandra, like, I like her as a character a lot, but she just runs in and does stuff without thinking about it, and I think that's going to end up getting her killed.
I don't like characters like that. I don't like characters who are like very very impulsive and don't think about what they're doing. And I'm like, oh, just chill. Just give it like a little bit of thought. A little bit.
No, that's what I was thinking. I have a feeling that at the very least, the way that she acts and the things that she does, they're at the very least going to get her brother killed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially the whole, like, oh my god, I have to find my brother. I wonder if he's alive. And yeah, he is, but who knows when he's going to die.
Yeah, but now you're there, so.
Yeah. Right. And then she also mentioned on the side, I read Gathering Darkness, and oh man, you guys have no idea what's gonna happen.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's what I
I'm
was
so like
thinking.
I want to read it, but then how long do we have to wait?
A long time. A long time.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
I,
But that prequel book
I
comes out in like April, right? That prequel series comes
yeah.
out in April.
I feel
Yeah.
like it's like a parallel story, no?
Have you guys read the synopsis for it? Because it's real interesting.
I did, and I was really
Yeah,
happy.
it's about the Watchers, and
Yeah,
I'm like, yes, please give me more
but
information about the Watchers.
it's the Watchers slash like our reality, like us plus
Yeah.
Yeah,
Watchers.
true.
Like
Yeah, it was. Yeah, true.
yeah, so I was like, so it's
I have
kind
no
of like
idea
a
what's going to happen.
contemporary like urban fantasy a little bit. Like how do we connect to them? Like that's where I'm like, because I saw the cover and I was like, that cover looks like she's wearing jeans. And then like out of the synopsis and I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm just
Who
excited
knows? It sounds weird, but I'm excited.
for
Yeah.
that.
Oh.
She also said, is there any actors or actresses that you guys picture as the characters? And I have to say, I watched the video that Lainey did recently,
Yes.
Yeah.
and she had some pretty good pics.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say that as well. I'm like, oh my God, yes, Lainey, just let her make the movie.
Right.
Like, what she
I
did,
actually
it was so perfect.
I don't typically picture actors and actresses that much,
No.
but for some reason, Jonas, I picture the guy that plays Jon Snow. I don't know why. Like, not that old, like, because he's a little older.
But right, I was gonna say he's so old though for Jonas.
So old. But, like, I picture him, like, a younger version of him. Because he has, like, the longer hair and, like, everything else. And I haven't watched the 100, so I don't know that actor that she pointed out.
Mhm.
And then I agree with the one that she said for like Millennia or whatever, like the woman that like Kate Blanchett as Galadriel. I think that's like perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
And then for Aaron, I picture the guy. I don't watch this show, but I picture the guy from American Horror Story, the like blonde guy that's in every single season.
Oh
With
yeah,
the
the
curly
crazy
like
one.
hair, because
Yeah.
he has like an evil kind of douchebag personality, like in a lot of
Yeah.
the shows. So I think that he was my Aaron. But everybody else, like I really don't picture like whenever I really like a character, I can't really picture their face. So like Cleo, like the actress that she had for Cleo was like pretty good, but I still don't have like an exact picture for her.
No, me neither.
The one for Lysandra
I
was
really
pretty close though. The one for Lysandra was like real close, and then
that was
Magnus like
gonna say Phoebe Tonkin for Lysandra was like, oh my God, yes, please.
yeah, that one was like real spot on.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to
yeah, I like Phoebe.
because a lot of the characters that she mentioned in the video, I wasn't at that point in the book yet, so I didn't know who they were. So I
Right.
have to watch that and see what I think. But I agree with what you said. When usually when I really like a character, I have a harder time picturing them in my mind. So even though I really like the character that she pointed out for Magnus, I still think that there's someone else out there that would be a better choice.
Yeah, like I picture that
Yeah.
that like actor or model or whatever kind of like in like the side of my mind a little bit. Like I mostly just picture like his eye color. Like I don't picture his eyes, but I picture his eye color for
Right.
some reason whenever I read about Magnus. I picture just like eye color and hair and that's it.
Yeah.
Like
I really like the girl she chose for Lucia, like the girl who played
oh
Annabeth
yeah
in the
yeah
Percy
yeah.
Jackson movies. That
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, yes. Yes, she
I
would
don't
be a
really
perfect
picture Lucia
Lucia.
because I just find her so annoying.
I didn't picture her either, but when I watched
It was-
Lady's video, I was like, oh, that
Yeah.
works.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that I really picture. And then, so after that video, I now picture Gaius as Russell Crowe and like Les Mis, like singing all the time. Like I just picture
That's
him
what I was
being
thinking.
like,
When I was watching the video, I was like, oh my God, no.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about Gail singing really
Uh-huh.
badly and just, oh.
that's
No,
so
yeah,
funny.
that was a good pick, I have to say.
She said that she pictures Lee from Rain, which I don't watch Lee Rains, but I want to, and as Nick, and then Cleo is like Elsa from Frozen to me. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because we were talking about Frozen earlier.
We were talking about Frozen earlier. But yeah, I mean, yeah, she is like an Elsa kind of character, definitely.
Yeah, so I need to look up this like
Because of the
Lee
blonde
from.
hair.
I know. Now I'm kind of curious because
Yeah, I
I
don't know who that is.
Let me see. Lee
Let's
from
let's
Rain.
check.
Lee Rain.
My my internet.
We all like.
Yeah, I didn't really like Lainey's choice for Nick.
I don't remember really, because again, I just don't picture characters very often.
Remember, didn't she pick the guy from Vampire Academy for Nick, the
Yeah.
ginger guy? Is that what he? Which
So.
That's who she picked. Yeah, I don't see him like that because I see him like skinnier and like his face like just yeah skinnier, like his face more with more angles and stuff, and his hair a lot crazier.
Oh, I see what she means
I
about
can't
the guy from Rain.
I can't find that. How did you look for that?
I just typed in Lee Rain and it popped up.
Oh. Okay, sorry, Spanish.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that's kind of how I picture with just, he has like ginger hair. So it's really hard for me to picture because I don't really know about any like ginger actors. So it's hard for me to give him like a face.
I'm still looking.
They could always dye someone's hair. I mean, they did that for
Right?
Harry Potter and
Right?
the twins.
Oh,
So
babies. But yeah, so those are the main fan casts, and I really don't like. I picture Gaius as Russell Crowe now singing, but I don't really have like a image for him either.
I don't know. I can't picture Russell Crowe because I even if I didn't picture the king, I always imagined him with like white hair and lots of hair, like lots of hair
The
and
king,
white
Gaius,
hair. Yes.
with
Yes.
white hair. Does he have white hair? Or does he have? I thought he had dark
I
hair.
don't know.
But that's how you picture him.
I usually don't pay attention to what the book says. Like when someone talks about someone else's hair, for some reason I just picture something else. It always happens to me. It always happens to me. Like if a character is blonde, I picture them as brunette, and if they are brunettes, I picture them as blonde. And it doesn't make sense, but and then I read it, like they mention it again, and I'm like, oh, okay, I need to change the picture I have in my head because this person is blonde. But I don't remember what they said about the king because maybe they mentioned it once and I have no idea.
I picture everyone as brunette, unless it's mentioned in the first like couple chapters or whatever that a character's blonde. Like Cleo, I picture blonde because they said like immediately that she was blonde, basically. But otherwise, everybody defaults to brunette, regardless.
I searched Magnus Fallen Kingdoms, and there's some pretty good pictures. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on.
Oh, let's do that.
There's the guy from Teen Wolf. Like I can see that. What's his name?
I don't watch Teen Wolf, so I have no idea.
Oh, Tyler. What is his name? I just almost said Tyler Oakley. No, that's not true.
Why is there a picture of Lea Michele? What is going on?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It's Tyler.
Lachlan. Lach. Yeah, is that it?
But I feel like he would have to have longer hair.
They have Chuck Bass on here too, or the guy that plays Chuck Bass.
I saw that.
That's so funny. I can't picture him as anybody else except Chuck Bass. My God.
He has a mysterious evil face.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look at this later and figure out people because yeah.
For like hours.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. Is there anything else? Okay, Samantha said that she can't really picture anyone but Lucia, which is unfortunate. She pictures Danielle Campbell from the originals. I don't watch the originals, but let me look, because I used to watch Vampire Diaries, or I do, I'm just really behind. Danielle Campbell.
I like her, she's pretty.
Oh, that is a good one, because she has to have the innocent face. Like, I'm not evil except for I am.
Yeah, I like that, and she kind of looks younger. I like it. Approved.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I have no idea who she is.
Yeah, she looks like it, I think. That is a good one. Side note, watch Rain. Yeah, I need to watch Rain. I need to catch up on like all the CW shows, and I just haven't at all.
Oh gosh.
But I will one day.
TV. Like I haven't even I haven't even watched like Once Upon a Time anymore.
I
Have you
know.
been watching?
No, I caught up and I watched all of last season and it's horrible because like all my ships are sailing and I'm just like not watching. Like as soon as like Hook and Emma got together, I was like, okay, I need to turn it off now because then they're gonna break up and I just need to like not. But I know they're still together because I see stuff on Tumblr. But
I watched the first episode and then I didn't watch anything else. I'm like
I'm
so
surprised because there's
behind on
Frozen stuff
everything.
on there.
But that's new, right?
But that's the thing. I don't want to see the Frozen stuff because I'm scared of what they're going to do with it.
I think everyone says it's going really well, that it's like really cute, and
I
that
don't
people
know.
appreciate it.
But I need to be in the right mood to watch that show. Like one day I'm going to be, oh, I need to watch this and I'm going to marathon like 5 episodes. I know that's gonna happen, but I don't know when. Like I need to read and I need to make videos and I need to watch videos and I don't have time to do everything.
Yeah,
I can't.
I'm
There's
I'm
not enough hours in the day.
They
behind on that.
And
Okay.
anything else? We should talk about the our plans then for the next live show and read along, just so people are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think are we all in agreement for the live show being on the 2nd, which is a Friday?
Yeah.
That's okay.
I think it's easier for people to get
That's
here.
fine.
We're just not sure about the time because Lucina needs to have it earlier. I almost called you Lucia because we've been talking about her. Needs to have it either earlier or later, so we need to kind of we'll figure it out throughout the month and then post it when we know the actual time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we don't want to make it too late, we don't want to make it too early, and it's just kind of.
I think earlier would work better for me, but I don't know.
I just don't want people not be able to get home from work.
I never know when what my parents are going to do. That's the thing. That's the problem.
Well,
It's a mess.
regardless, we'll have the we'll let you guys know in advance, and then we'll also have the discussion board set up probably by tonight, I guess, for the third book, so everyone can discuss the chapters, and we can continue to talk about it with the hashtag on Twitter, Instagram, and one thing as well that I found out recently, when you're on Goodreads, and if you're updating your Goodreads status for a book, and your Goodreads is linked to your Twitter, you can put the hashtag as you're updating the page count, and it will show on Twitter as well. So that's pretty helpful.
Oh,
good.
When you're reading
I don't have my Goodreads linked to anything, but that helps.
Yeah, no, it's just helpful. But we'll continue to use that, and yeah, I don't know if you guys want to say anything else.
Yeah, I'm ready, but I'm probably not gonna read it. Like I'm probably gonna be a late reader this time around because I'm probably not gonna read it until I get back from my parents' house. So it's gonna be like the last couple of days of the year is when I'll read this. So.
No, yeah, same. That's fine. I mean,
yeah.
We'll do it the same way as we did the what's it called, Rebel Spring, so people can read at their own pace and comment on the boards in the group on Goodreads at their own pace as well. Because I'm probably not gonna read it for another week or so.
Yeah.
Same.
So we'll see. I'll read it after I finish Under the Never Sky. Alrighty. Well, it was fun again. So we will see all of you hopefully again on the 2nd. New Year. Yay.
Yes. Thank you very much for watching.
All right. Bye.
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 Bye.